Well, last year, the state of Maine spent $36 million on entitlements. The city of Lewiston has about 500 families collecting welfare, at least. And now the town's mayor says his community has a right to know who's on welfare, calling for the names of recipients to be publicly published. Robert MacDonald is a two-term mayor of that city. He penned an op-ed last week that said this in part, quote, "Our liberal progressive legislators and their social service allies have made welfare recipients a victimized, protected class." The mayor says citizens have a right to know which of their neighbors they are supporting. Mayor Robert MacDonald joins us now. Mr. Mayor, it's great to see you this morning.
Good morning. How are you?
So you argue that people in Maine have a right to know which of their neighbors they're supporting, that this should be public. What's the rationale behind this?
Well, the rationale behind it is that if you have a state pension and it's public information, they have a website which publishes everybody's salaries. And I don't really know whose business that is except for the person that's doing it. But if we can do it for the state, and if we do it for the state retirees, we should be doing it to these welfare people. I'm not. This is something born out of frustration. For 3.5 years, I've been putting all kinds of welfare laws. I've been submitting them, and they're going. You know, the legislature is just tanking them. And what really hurts is that the legislators from Lewiston are basically stabbing me in the back. Every time I put them in, none of them support them. And yet I'm overwhelmingly elected by the people up there, and this is what they've elected me for, and this is what I'm going to do as long as I'm mayor, is to try to get some welfare reform up there. And it's not that we really need a lot of it, but we do need some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Maine has some of the most generous welfare benefits in the country. There's evidence people move to Maine to get them, and your city in particular has a pretty high rate of unemployment. A lot of refugees move from Somalia into Lewiston by church groups, as you know better than anyone. Has welfare helped Lewiston, do you think, in the end, or has it had unintended consequences?
Well, I think it's had unintended consequences, but let me just make a point here, okay? The Somalis are not, the Somali refugees are not the problem. The Somali refugees basically are working. They're such a minute part of our welfare system. Basically, and I think the ones that don't have jobs are probably don't have jobs because they can't speak English, because the government won't give us money to immerse them in English. It's not them, it's the domestic people that are coming into our state. And what's happened here is we have a school system. One of the things about our school system is second to none is a special ed education department which attracts them all.
Right. Well, that makes total sense. You were on the front lines of this question, no doubt. You're up for re-election. It's great to see you this morning. Thanks a lot, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.